And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the special teams episode. Please don't tune out. We'll try and make it interesting.
They're special.
Yeah. We're going to talk about kickers, punters, and return men all in this episode, top three of each. And there are four of us here today. Drew decided to join us, but Wade still did not. So I think that's all the housekeeping I have. Let's get started. We're going to kick it off with kickers, no pun intended. Drew, who is your number 3 kicker?
Morton Anderson.
He's mine and Wade's number 3 as well.
I have a different Anderson.
He didn't make mine. Well, Mort, he was Hall of Famer, 7-time All-Pro. He was a 5-time All-Pro. He's a member of the All-80s, All-90s teams. I think for a kicker, those are some decent accomplishments. I mean, we're not... for his percentages, for his kicks. Oh, he's also the 2nd-time all-leading scorer in the NFL.
Oh, I thought he was first. Who's
Vinatieri passed him up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 98% from extra points, and his field goal percentage is 79.7, so almost 80% for field goals for his career. He kicked for long, from 82 all the way to 2007. So, I mean, he's pretty. I mean, still have 80%. I mean, some of those last years, I'm sure it was not as good.
25 years.
Yeah. I mean, I know kicker and stuff stay in the league for a long time, but still, I think for
He was
80.
47 his last year.
Yeah. I mean, he's made 2 all-decade teams as a kicker. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the very few kickers to get in the Hall of Fame. I think we're going to have some that we're going to talk about later that I think will definitely be in later. Once they either get done or they just haven't been out long enough. But, I mean.
Oh, I didn't realize he was from Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he's from Denmark.
That's cool.
Copenhagen.
No, for me, I was just like, I guess he's second all-time leading scorer. Second all-time leading scorer in NFL history. He kicked forever. He's probably one of the more famous kickers of all time, just because most people know his name, which is saying something. So I went with him. I don't have any strong affinities for Morton Anderson.
And how many years did he play?
23.
23? 21. 20. No, it looked like 25. Yeah, 8 and 13 and 8.
Yeah, that's 25.
That was 25,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. Did I say 25 earlier? Did I say 20?
You said 25 earlier, and then you just.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you had it right earlier. But, yeah.
Damn, that's a long ass time.
Yeah.
I mean, he played from 82 to 2007. That's a long time to be playing.
Yeah, it is. By the way, he's kind of big for a kicker. He's 6'2", 217.
Yeah, he's decent size.
Yeah.
All
right, well, there's a kicker. Uncle Doug, who's your number 3?
Robbie Gould.
Oh, yeah. I don't have old Robbie.
I thought about Robbie.
Well, he only one All-Pro and one Pro Bowl, but, again, 98% PATs, like Morton, but 86.5% of his field goals made.
In Chicago.
Yeah, and Robbie just don't miss when the game's on the line.
No, we know. Well, I know at least.
Yeah, but then you let him go and double doinked.
Which that wasn't as far. That was farther apart what people think. Because he left Chicago in 2015. That didn't happen until 2018. But
And
he still would have made it then because he was still in the league.
hey, he didn't retire. He played last year.
Yeah, I'd say he's he's another kicker. I think he might make it. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I think my number 1 will.
I think 2 of mine will. My next 2 will.
My number 1 will make it, and I think my number 2 might. By the way, though, I was looking at this. Anderson and Gould combined probably don't have as many 50-yard field goals as some of the guys today. Maybe another guy we're going to talk about today.
Right.
Yeah.
We just had a guy kick 260 yarders in the same game the other day, and they don't even keep track of 60 yarders on here. First off, but
Right.
these guys are not kicking very many 50 yarders. I have a kicker in Philadelphia that kicks a 50-yarder like every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's that Cowboys kicker?
Oh, that rookie guy.
yeah, soccer player.
That dude was smoking the ball.
Yeah, it's the one that made the 59 and 60 in the same game.
Yeah, he said the other day in an interview, he said, if I get the opportunity, I'll make a 70-yarder. That's what he said.
I believe his ass. Fuck, he ain't missed one yet.
I mean, his 60-yarder hit the net. It didn't just trickle over. He hit the back of the net.
He can boom it.
I've been waiting on some decent kickers
He
in
was
the NFL.
He was a first-round draft pick in the MLS draft.
Right, yeah. He was a good soccer player.
I mean, I've just been waiting on like these kickers to come in because the high school and the college records are both way higher than the NFL
Well,
one.
they use a T, don't they?
They did. I think college.
College,
has
I
gone
think
away
I
from-
think college might have taken it away. High school,
Gotcha.
you still get to.
Right. And that's part of the reason the kickers, I think, are getting better because now they're having to kick off the ground. In college, they work on it longer.
Yeah.
And here's a question. It might be a weird question, but is there a specific spot that you have to place the ball at when you kick it, or can you pull it back farther?
Oh, you can. I mean, it's usually they go 8 yards. 8 yards from the line of scrimmage is where they set it down.
So
most
that's
cases.
But that's the standard is 8 yards.
Yeah, it's just pretty.
But there's no regulation or anything.
There you go.
I mean,
wherever
if
you
you wanted
want.
to back it up, you could, but it's just going to throw your long snapper off.
Gotcha.
And people, like, if you go too far back, they're just going to run straight, and they can't block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you back it up too far, like the gunners on the ends are going to try and block it
Yeah,
coming around. You can just come back farther. You can just run past them.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to line up formations differently.
Yeah, instead of taking that angle, they'd just be able to run straight back.
Right.
Yeah.
Get straight back.
Okay.
All right, well, does anybody have a 3 left?
Yeah, I do.
All right, Ray, who you got, buddy?
I got Gary Anderson.
Oh, Gary Anderson, huh? All right, well, what do you got to say about this guy?
He's on the all 80s team, all 90s team.
So we got the 80s and 90s covered.
Yeah.
We have 2 kickers that made both teams.
4-time Pro Bowl, 1-time All Pro. Let's see. He's got one season 100% kicking.
Hey, Ray,
Yeah.
you want to know what happened that season?
What happened?
He missed in the playoffs, sent him to the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
That's what I was about to say. I said that he has that year. He kicks 100% the regular season.
Uh-huh.
They go to the playoffs. He misses the game-winning kick.
Oh, that's devastating.
So I think that's the year the Falcons go to the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. What else can we...
Because I think it's one of the Broncos' years.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was about to say, what I know this kicker for is not good. That's one thing I've heard about kickers is they never talk about when you make kicks. It's only about when you miss them.
I mean, well, that's true.
That's what you get. That's what you get
Very
remembered
true.
by is which ones you miss.
The only thing that you talk about with the kicker is if he kicks the longest one, and then all his misses.
Yeah.
There's another guy that played for 23 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of long careers here.
No, but yeah.
He's a career 80%er. Let's see. 827 points after. And 820. Oh, that's attempts. 820 points made.
He's 90%,
points.
99% on his extra points.
Yeah.
What do you think the extra points being moved back did to percentages?
Probably a little bit.
I would think it would drop it
I'm
some.
sure it's knocked it down a little bit.
I mean, I guess we'll be able to look in a minute because some of us are going to have a current player.
I would think, yeah.
I know Wade and I do. So
I do.
Yeah, I have, yeah. I felt like he needed to be on here.
all right, you got anything else to add on
No, I mean,
Gary Anderson?
No, I mean, I don't really have any strong feelings on him or anything like that. I don't know.
Well, I know why he couldn't come through in the playoffs, Drew, if you were wondering.
Why?
Because he was drafted by Buffalo.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. They have a rough time with kickers, too.
Yeah. Scott Norwood.
Old Scott.
I know his name. That's how bad it is.
Right.
That's
I know
the
his
reason why I know him.
Yeah.
Wide right. I mean, I feel for kickers. I'm not trying to sit here and bash them. What they do is hard. I couldn't imagine.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't kick worth a darn. I wish I could. I wish I could go kick for 25 years in the NFL and just chill.
Absolutely. Make millions of dollars.
Hell yeah.
Be all right.
I mean, so.
All right. Well, I think we're back around to me. I don't have a 3, but my 2's still out there. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. My number 2 is Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker's my number 1.
Yeah, he's my number 1.
He's my number 1.
Yeah.
He's also Wade's number 2.
Okay, so
okay.
Justin's in.
JT, not Justin Timberlake.
And when you say JT, that's who comes to my mind. So
Yeah, I can think about that one song. Hit it, JT.
yeah, not in the Hall of Fame, but that's because he's still playing. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro. He's got a Super Bowl, and he's on the All 2010s team.
I'm guessing he'll be on the All 2020, the 2020s team, I would guess. Because I'm guessing he'll be kicking long enough during this decade to get on that one.
He's 98% on extra points. He was 100% on them for like the first 7 years of his career. And on field goals, he's 90%. He's also had quite the leg on him. He's made a lot of deep kicks over the course of his career. He doesn't have those two combined, like I said earlier, but he's close. He needs like 6 or 7 more of them. So by the end of his career, he might.
I was saying he has the record. He has the longest field
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so yeah, he had
66.
Yeah, he has the record now. He finally broke it. Because it was like 3 or 4 guys at 64, and then he had that 66-yarder at Detroit.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, we were talking earlier about the college record. The college record is actually 70-something.
Yeah, I think 72.
Isn't high school 70-something too?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them have over 70.
I think big time college, I think it's 72 or 73. And if you include all colleges, I think a guy made a 75-yarder.
What the hell? The college kids be pulling that off?
Yeah, well, it's back when they were using tees.
They let them use the
They had
blocks.
a block tee that
You
they
just
used,
catch it,
so
put
you
it on
didn't
the-
have to set it on the ground.
So you still have a holder for that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just this little like black square, and you just elevates it off the turf for you.
right. Just gets it up
Oh.
off the ground so you don't have to worry about mud or anything else, and it gets clean.
And it's easier not to kick the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
So, colleges, their record went way up for a while.
Well, he's been Justin Tucker's also. This is his 12th year in the league, but the last 2 seasons have been the worst of his career. So, and they have talked about he's not been making the really long field goals as much. So I have heard talk of him, regressing quite a bit in the last couple of years. So we'll see if that continues to hold true.
He had 7 years of 100% extra points.
And he doesn't have a year that drops underneath 96. I mean,
Yeah. That's crazy. Fucking clutch as hell.
All right. Well, does anybody have more than one kicker left?
No, I got one.
I got one.
I got one.
So do we all have Adam Vinatieri?
Yes.
Okay. Very
Actually,
well.
I don't.
Really?
What? No, Adam Vinatieri's Wade and I's one.
Okay.
He's my 2.
I considered him, but I went with Gostkowski.
I think Wade would have words with you right now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I also remember Vinatieri as being one of the cheaters.
Well, he definitely did benefit from the cheating, yes, but I don't know that you can cheat a kick.
You're right.
And he kicked all those game winners in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's the one that beat the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he beat the Raiders in the AFC Championship game after the Tuck rule
Yeah,
in the snow.
Right.
He has more than that. He's the all-time leader in playoff game winners.
Right.
But yeah, Vinatieri is 83% for his career, 97% from point after. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, 4-time Super Bowl champ, and he's on the All 2000s team. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but that's probably going to change after he's retired long enough. because he hasn't been retired very
He'll
long
get
yet.
in.
South Dakota State.
Yeah, he's a jackrabbit.
He played 24 years.
These kickers are.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I mean, they don't really have any like strenuous stuff though. I mean, they just kind of chill out till needed. So, I
That is
mean,
true. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have anything else on Adam Vinatieri. Does anybody else?
no, not really.
By the way, I was looking at they keep track of touchback percentage, and like Justin Tucker's are like really high. Adam Vinatieri's highest percentage for his career is 13. Now this is in the 90s
Yeah.
when like they had it moved back. First off, but second off, when you actually ask guys to return footballs, nobody returns them now. I watched a whole game the other day where not a single kick was returned.
Yeah. Well, that's the league wants that. They want it out. They want
Yeah.
it to turn it out.
You just see them run out of the end zone. Like they all put their hands up like this and they just run out and it hits somewhere.
But getting it to 25, if you brought it out of the end zone, I'd be pissed if I was your coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why are you bringing it
Chances
out?
are You're not going to make it.
Yeah.
No.
And if you do bring it out, you better be somebody that we're going to talk about later in this episode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You better be a real dynamic return man, because you're just some Joe Smo I have back there, and you bring it out, you get tackled at the 18 when I could have had the ball at the 25 and be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when they moved it back to the 25, it's like, unless you got the best guy in the league, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well, not only did they move you to the 25, but they moved them up to the 35.
yeah, they're not coming from the 30 anymore. You
Yeah.
lost 5 yards and they, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody's done but Uncle Doug, correct?
Yep.
So, Uncle Doug, who do you have?
Steven Gostkowski was my number 2. Success rate is 86.3, 98.2 on his PATs, 2 All-Pros, 4 Pro Bowls.
He's there for 3 of their Super Bowls. He was the kicker for the other 3.
Yeah.
I was going to say, didn't he benefit from some cheating as well?
Dude, like, he's got a better percentage. That's pretty much the way I went. Was
Percentage.
Tucker, Gould, Gostkowski, 90, 86, 86.
Yeah. So nobody had lower than a 97% from extra point. That was the lowest one we had, 97.
Yeah.
Well, I think the lowest field goal one was 79, I think.
Yeah, it was.
We had a 79, really?
It was 79 point, yeah. It was Morton Anderson.
It's more than
Oh.
Anderson. Yeah.
Gotcha. And Gostkowski played, or however you say his name. Yeah, Gostkowski played, 14 years?
15.
15 years.
Hey.
One lame season in Tennessee. 3 attempts. Oh, okay. See what to do. Okay.
All right, well. You have anything else on old Gostkowski, Uncle Doug?
No, that's about it.
All
What else to say
right.
about these kickers.
Well, we have 6 guys for 3 spots. One guy is unanimous, so Justin Tucker is in. So I guess we have 5 guys for 2 spots. Or
Wait, I think I forget to put one on here.
yeah, you don't have your own guy.
Yeah, there we go. So
There
there's
we
got to
go.
be another one there someplace.
We got Morton Anderson. We got Gary Anderson.
You can't be forgetting your own guy.
Well, my bad.
All right. So, anybody have any deals in mind? Uncle Doug? Do you have Robbie Gould?
Yeah.
And
I've
and you
never
have
seen one.
Gostkowski, and then and then Ray has Anderson. Those are our ones, and then Morton Anderson has a 3, and Vinatieri has a 4.
Well, I'm going to go and clean up my mess here and put my Gary Anderson to Morton Anderson.
Okay.
All right, we cleaned up an Anderson.
Well, I'll take my Gostkowski and go to Vinatieri.
Good.
Take one Patriot and go to the other.
I about to say that there.
I don't know.
Well,
I
he's
just
a
don't see
Colt
why
too.
everybody's in
So
love with Morton Anderson.
You seem frustrated over a kicker.
Well, didn't even make 80% of his kicks.
79.7, Dad. Round up. Round up. Round up.
You know I'm the numbers guy, and I don't
played
like
for-
his numbers.
He played for 25 years.
Well, that's not my fault. Make the kicks.
You go out there and kick, big fella.
Well, it's not my job, but the other guy
That's
did.
not my job.
I was surprised you didn't have Robbie.
Yeah. It's a solid point, Uncle Doug.
Well, I don't want to sit here all night over a kicker, but
That's fair enough.
so I'll switch over, but it's under protest.
okay.
It's like my Walter Jones.
That's right. Put an asterisk up there.
I'll go ahead and fix that right away.
There you go, Dad. You got your ass.
All right. Thank you, Ray.
All right. Well, part one of special teams. is done.
Part one of special teams is done with Adam Vinatieri, Justin Tucker, and Morton Anderson. All right, that'll end the kicker portion and send us into returners. Drew, who is your number 3 return man?
Josh Cribbs.
He's my number 1.
He's my number 2.
Josh Cribbs is my number 1.
And he is not on Wade's list.
Wade.
Can't read that,
Josh
Ray.
got 4.
Give me 1 second. Be patient.
He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. He's a member of the All-2000s team. He has 11,000 return yards. He has 8 return touchdowns. This is kicks. And then for punt returns, he has 2,300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he has 11 total touchdowns, 11 kick return touchdowns.
And we just talked about his uncle, Joe Cribbs, in the last episode.
Oh, the running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has 0 touchdowns in the playoffs, but he only played one game.
So he played for
3 games.
Cleveland and the Jets.
Yeah, he made his playoffs with the Colts.
Yeah, 1 year in Indy, and he made the playoffs.
10.7 average for punt return, 26.1 average on kickoff.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So that's why I had him at 2.
Let's see, his longest punt return is 84 yards. I'm looking at that right.
He has 103 on kick.
Yeah.
He had a year where he averaged 30
Yeah, right
yards a
there.
kick return.
He also got another season of 100-yard long on kick returns.
Yep. Oh, yeah. His last season in the NFL, he averaged 32 yards a return,
Jeez.
which was 2014.
That was 19 returns. It's not like he only did 1 or 2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he also did play a little receiver. Not a ton, you know. He had a season of 300 yards. He had a total of 141. Oh, that's actually rushing. He had 141 rushing attempts for 800 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he had 110 catches for 1,175 yards and 7 touchdowns as a receiving.
Okay.
So, nothing like to write home about, but he did contribute a little bit on the offensive side of the football. All right, Uncle Doug, do you have a 3 left?
Yeah.
Who would be your number 3?
My number 3 is Gale Sayers.
He's my number 2.
I don't have him. Neither does Wade.
Who'd you say, Doug?
Gale Sayers. Short career, but kick return average was 30.6. Punt return average was 14.5. 6 kickoff touchdowns and 2 punt touchdowns. 5 times All-Pro, 4 Pro Bowls, but I'm sure that's because of running, not
Yeah.
not because of his returning. So yeah,
Well, to be 100% honest with you, I can't even figure out how he's a 5-time All-Pro because I can't find 5 seasons that I'm like, oh, that was really nice. Because he spent half his career hurt.
Right. Oh, yeah, he did.
And he only played, 7 years total?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like...
Well, he got them all until he got hurt. His first 5 years.
Yeah.
His first 5, he was All-Pro his first 5 years in the league, and after that, when he got hurt, it was done.
So, yep, here's my number 3. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, he's my number 2.
So 2 of you?
Yeah.
Ray, do you have a... what are we looking at?
3. I still got a 3.
All right.
Cribs of my 1.
All right.
My number 3 is Desmond Howard.
I don't have Desmond Howard, neither does Wade.
I don't have Howard.
Nope.
All right.
I like old Desmond.
He's a Heisman winner, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he won the Heisman, yeah.
He's the other receiver.
Yeah, won Super Bowl titles, Super Bowl MVP. No name that I knew him, so kind of threw him on my list.
What'd you say, Ray?
Said he's a known name that I knew.
Oh, you didn't know him?
No, I knew him. That's why.
Oh, you knew him. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's see, he played 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years. Let's see, his longest kick return would have been 91 in Detroit, and his second highest was 70 in Detroit the following year. He's got 2,895 punt return yards and 7,959 kick return yards.
12 yards a punt and 22 yards a kick return.
Yeah.
12 yards is nice punt return number. And 8 touchdowns is probably putting him in top 5 all time.
Yeah. Now, no kickoff return touchdowns, but 8 punts.
So, yeah, not crazy, but a nice third place spot.
Say the punts is really impressive. There's another guy I looked at that was kind of the opposite. He didn't do much with punts, but his kicks were great.
I had a couple of guys I looked at that were really good at one or the other, and the other one was kind of non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tried to stick to the ones that had a little bit of both.
By the way, I didn't realize this. Desmond Howard has a year where he caught 40 balls for 750 yards and 5 touchdowns.
It's interesting.
He was targeted 103 times that season.
Yep.
Wow.
Not bad. Pretty decent.
Yeah, but from in Washington, of all places.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I still have a 3 left.
Yeah.
Because my 3 is Devin Hester.
That's my one.
He's the GOAT returner. I'll let you know why.
I put Hester at 2.
Wade has him at 1. So he's unanimous, right?
Okay.
Hester's in.
He's the GOAT. He is, right? Once Alex talks about him first, I'll tell you every record he owns.
Does he have a Super Bowl?
He played for the
not.
Bears. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but didn't the
coach was
Bears
stupid enough to kick to him.
play the Colts that year?
Yeah.
Was he on that team?
Who, Devin Hester?
Yeah.
Yeah, he returns the opening kickoff back.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Judge said, I'm not scared of him. Okay, Tony.
Well, we wasn't because we ended up winning.
Well, yeah, you know Rex Grossman.
Good enough to get you
Devin
there.
Hester won games that year by himself.
Well, anyway, he has almost 3,700 punt return yards and 14 touchdowns, which is the most all-time in punt return touchdowns. And he has 7,300 kick return yards and 5 touchdowns. I think he's tied for 9th all-time in punt return touchdowns. He was a very dynamic return man for, a decade or so. It says it has him listed as playing a year in Baltimore and a year in Seattle, but he has no stats.
I kind of remember Seattle. I don't remember Baltimore.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So 12 games, too, in Baltimore.
My boy here. Here we go. He has the most special teams touchdowns of anybody with 20. And he also has the most non-offensive touchdowns in a career. He has the most kickoff and punt return touchdowns with 19. Because 20, he returned a missed field goal all the way back in a game. He has the most punt return touchdowns with 14. He has the most punt return touchdowns in a season with 4. He has the most kickoff.
Hold on. So we returned 4 in one season and then 1 for the rest of his career?
No, he has 14.
14 punt return touchdowns.
Oh, punt returns. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He has the most kickoff return touchdowns for a game. He did it twice. No, it's 2. It's tied with somebody against the Rams.
Oh, great.
He has the most combined return touchdowns in a season with 6. In 2007, 2 kickoffs and 4 punts. He has the record for most rookie combined touchdowns in a season with 5. He has the most combined return touchdowns in a game, 2 Bears, and then he did it against the Broncos again. 1 punt, 1 kickoff there, and 2 kickoffs against the Rams. He has the most non-offensive touchdowns in a season. He did it 6 twice. He did it in 2006 and he did it in 2007. Then he has the fastest touchdown in Super Bowl history, and he was the first one to return the opening kickoff back.
So you like this guy or something?
Yeah, he's the GOAT returner, Ray.
He had his jersey. He was little.
I mean, he, like I said, I remember watching Bears games. Him and the defense would single-handedly win games. The defense would stop him, and Hester would just return it. I mean, that one Monday Night Football game against the Cardinals, he returned, I think, 2 or 1. No, he got like tackled. He just had a bunch of yards. He only got 1, but it was crazy because Rex Grossman did nothing. We ended up scoring. We were down like 20-6 at halftime. He returns 1. I think Tillman or someone has a pick 6. The offense does nothing, but we come back and win. It's nuts.
That's why he's unanimous.
Yeah.
All right. How many does everybody have left?
I
I don't
have
have
0.
anybody.
I'm done.
I have 1 left. And Wade has 1 left. And Wade has 2 left.
Oh,
and
wow.
Wade and I are not the same.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and read Wade's off. Wade has Cordell Patterson, who I strongly consider, by the way.
All right.
I did think about Cordell.
He's way up there on the is it kick return touchdown
I think
list?
yeah,
He's
that's right.
got 9 kick return touchdowns, but no punts.
Yeah, he doesn't do punts.
And his punt return average is only 9. It's less than double digits. So, but his kick return average is way up there. It's like 29.
I think the difference for me with Cordell, I didn't put him on, but the thing that I considered was Cordell Patterson's a better football player than most of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he actually like runs and catches and like is a starter on the offense along with actually returning kicks. Which is another reason why I strongly considered using Dion because I'm like, well, he's the greatest corner ever and he was returning stuff,
Right.
but his stats just aren't. He didn't do it full time like these guys first off, but his stats just weren't up there.
Do you guys see his long returns? 109, 101, 104,
Oh, yeah.
102,
He's dynamic.
104,
he'd bring him out of the
and
end zone.
103.
Yeah, he'd bring him out of the end zone.
Right.
He didn't care.
That is
See, he's
insane.
got punts. He returned 1
Yeah,
for 9 yards.
I think he's another guy I think that has to get going. Just how big he is. He's not one of those shifty guys. The punt
Right.
return guys are like the shifty ones. Cordell's big. Once he gets,
He was a starting running back for the Falcons last year.
Right.
Like, he's a bigger guy.
yeah, he's not one though.
Yeah, if he'd have done more punts, I'd have had him on there because his kickoff is awesome.
I've often wondered this though. Why don't running backs return kicks more?
Yeah.
Because guys that are hard to bring down, why don't they return
Right.
kicks? Like you got wide receivers that you just like blow on them, and they fall over returning kicks. But then they're fast. Don't get me wrong. But a guy that like will break tackles and like you can't arm tackle and stuff, wouldn't that be beneficial?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how crazy this would be, but obviously I don't think he could do it now. But why not? Derrick Henry a couple years in the league. Why couldn't he not return them?
I mean, Derrick Henry is always. I think he could do whatever you ask him to do. But my thing is like, it's not like there's running backs out there that aren't fast. You could have a guy that's fast but also breaks tackles and stuff.
Right.
I'm not asking for like a Derrick Henry or Jerome Bettis or something. But like you're telling me that like I'm trying to think like what's his name in New Orleans?
Taysom Hill.
No, the running back.
Alvin
Kamara.
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. He can't return kicks.
Right. Pacheco with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pacheco. Yeah,
You know, they do running back by committee anyway, so it wouldn't be that much
Yeah,
more
who
work
cares?
for
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have. Why not have your best athletes out there doing it?
I mean, I'm sure part of it is like we want to keep him healthy for offense or defense or whatever. But like even your back, like your second string running back,
them. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
like
You change your pace back.
yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, yeah, Wade had Cordell Patterson. I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about him, but Wade had Cordell Patterson, and then Wade also had another guy that I did consider. He Mitchell, and I can't remember his first name now. Is it Brian?
I
I
can't
don't know.
think.
Let me look it up here.
He's the all-time leader in return yards.
Shoot.
The only one I can think of is the guy that used to play for the Cardinals years ago. Stump.
Stump.
What years did he play? Do you know?
I'll have him up in a minute.
Yeah, it's shoot.
Brian Mitchell. There you go.
Right. Huh.
Yeah, they call him B. Mitch.
No, I looked at him for a while. Like I said, he's the all-time leader in return yards. He has 9 punt returns for touchdown with 5,000 yards, and he has 4 kick returns for touchdown for 14,000 yards.
Yeah. 23 and 10-8. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, he returned a kick for a touchdown in the playoffs. Won a Super Bowl with Washington.
Didn't have a kickoff return touchdown to all of that.
There you go. Here's a perfect example of what we're talking about. He's a running back that's 5'11", 225.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, there's Wade's guys. My last guy is Dante Hall.
I thought
Okay,
maybe he'd
yeah.
come up. I thought about him.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, if Devin Hester and Josh Cribbs didn't come along, we'd probably be talking about Dante Hall really heavily in this conversation because he was the guy that like blew up, like nobody knew where he came from, and all of a sudden he was the best return man in football for a while, and he was real dynamic and doing crazy things like running back and forth across the field and all sorts of stuff. I mean, they called him the human joystick. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, All-2000s team. The All-2000s team is listed twice.
Yeah.
He did it at 2 different positions.
I think so. I mean,
I don't know how that
they
works.
used to throw screens to him, but that was pretty much it, I remember.
I don't know how that works.
But he's got 6 punt returns for touchdowns, 6 kick returns for touchdowns, about 2,200 yards on punts, and 10,000 yards in kick returns. Only played 9 years. He was small. I'm sure his body didn't handle it as well as some of these other guys. Didn't really get a chance to do much in the playoffs.
No, not Kansas City wasn't good then.
As far as receiving goes, he has 162 catches for 1,750 yards and 9 touchdowns. 9 touchdowns, that's not terrible. And rushing, he has 54 rushes for 242 yards and no touchdowns. So I don't think he made any Pro Bowl or all Hall of Fame teams on either one of those things.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what that's about.
He has defensive stats. I don't know if that does anything.
Yeah, he has 4 tackles. So I'm going to assume that's special teams or interceptions that he
was
tackled
throwing
somebody.
interceptions, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of why all 2000s team would be listed twice.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe it's a misprint. Ooh, we got some
I have
passing.
no idea.
One attempted pass with St. Louis.
All right, well. We have 7 guys for 3 spots, but aren't 2 already in? Or is it 1 already in? One's
Hester.
already in.
Hester.
Hester's in. And we have a 4 with cribs. Who didn't have cribs?
Was it Wade?
Yeah, it was Wade. Wade
If it's
didn't.
Wade, then he's in.
Yeah, so he's in because Wade. It
Oh,
was
so
Wade.
yeah, Cribs is in.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yep.
2.
So we have 5 guys for 1 spot.
Who are Wade's ones?
Patterson and Mitchell, so they can come off.
Take them off. So we're arguing Dante Hall, Howard, and Gale Sayers.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wade, but again, we always have this. You're not here, can't defend them.
Right, and Wade has none of those guys.
No, that's just our 4 votes up there.
So Ray has Howard, I have Hall, and you 2 have Sayers.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, what do we want to do here? Yeah, I don't know what to do. Well, let's go back here. Let's go Sayers.
I didn't see this coming, to be honest with you.
No.
I was not ready for this.
Yeah.
Just try.
However many yards from Sayers. 1, 2.
Yeah, I say, if you have any questions, I have all 3 of them pulled up over here, but
Let's see.
we're doing some great podcasting here.
Yeah. We're all just. I think we're all just trying to think of something to like compare. I guess I don't know. This is hard.
Because Howard's got better yardage than Sayers.
Well, yeah, they're all gonna have better yards than Sayers. I mean, he only did it for 5 years.
So short.
I mean, that's going to be the argument
but then
against
Sayers got more
Sayers.
touchdowns.
How many touchdowns
Well,
do you have?
that's running.
let's-
That's running
hold on.
backs. He doesn't have
Hold on.
39
Yeah.
return touchdowns.
I was going to say,
I thought, oh my,
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got,
maybe he doesn't. Okay, I
he's
take
got
that back.
6.
he's got 8 total.
8.
Right. He's
Okay.
got 6 kicks and 2 punts.
And then Desmond's got 8.
and Hall's got 12.
Hall's got
So
12.
it's 12, 8, and 8.
And Hall's
Well, I
got
think
the
that's-
better yardage.
I say, I think that settles it, gentlemen. I think we just decided it right there.
I mean, I'll go to Hall. I don't care. I mean, that's not a big deal. That's what I'll do.
2-2.
2-2.
That means Desmond Howard
I
is
was-
out.
I was going over quality instead of quantity. I was going over the more explosive guy. Yes,
So explosive, he blew his knee out.
Twice.
Twice.
because he didn't have the medicine to come back from it back in in the 60s.
Well, if you just showed up last week, we'd have known we already talked about this, Drew.
Yeah, so we talked
I know all about Gale Sayers.
We gave Gale lots of love, but
I'm saying, yeah, I'm sure you guys.
well, I
know
will
it.
say that Dante Hall would have been my next one after Gale.
So what made you guys go with Sayers over Hall or whoever else?
I went with Sayers just because the 5 years was
Right.
just really, it was just really good. I mean,
I mean, his numbers, his averages are
averaged 30
Way up
yards a kickoff and
Yeah.
like 11 for punt.
14 and a half. for punt.
14 and a half for punt. I mean, that's
And 6 touchdowns for the kickoff. Now, 2 on the punt is not nearly as good as anybody else.
yeah. He's got 8 total.
You can't
though.
really look at the Pro Bowls and All Pros because that's not why he was in the Pro Bowl.
right,
It wasn't because
yeah.
he was
I mean,
returning.
he was a starting running back. I mean, this is a great
Right.
example of a starting running back was doing
this
it.
is back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
He's a starting running back that's running back punts and kickoffs.
By the way, I realized it would have added to his ridiculous workload, but can you imagine Barry returning punts
Oh,
and
yeah. Wouldn't that have been great?
yeah.
Line should have had him do it. I mean,
They should have. They needed it.
should have had Megatron return him. Well, who's going to tackle him on special teams?
Yeah.
I mean, he gets a running start. Oh gosh,
Big dude.
Well, I wonder if Wade would answer us if we text him and said Gale Sayers or Dante Hall?
Just say, yeah.
I'll answer him, or I'll text
let
him.
his other guys in. We'll give him a choice to decide it.
Now, if we want, we can go ahead and get started on punters while we wait on him to respond.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Drew.
Yeah, let's do that.
We can get him started. We can leave it here, and whoever he picks, we can just go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with whoever he picks. I'm good with that.
Okay.
So we still include Wade in the process.
That's right. We'll give him the final say.
We can get started on punters.
All right, text is sent. Let's see we'll see if he responds. All right, let's get started on punters.
Gosh.
Drew, who is your number 3 punter?
My number 3 punter is Sammy Baugh.
He's my number 1.
Okay.
Sammy, what?
Baugh.
Okay.
Didn't make my list.
Nope.
Well, he did other stuff along with punting. I mean, he was one.
He was the quarterback.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. 6-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro, 2 NFL championships. Remember the All-40s team. Let me find his punt stuff on here. I'm getting all of his passing stuff first. Here it is. He led the league in yards per punt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. He had a season with 50, 53, 55.
Yards per punt?
Yeah.
Yeah. His career for yards per punt is 45. Yeah, his second to last league in the year is 55. Yeah. He led the
45. What's his net?
net. I don't know. I don't think we have that for him. Then we're going to have his net penalties in the 40s.
Okay, well.
All I have is the number of punts, the yards per punt, and his longest, and how many got blocked.
Yep.
That's all I got. We don't have advanced analytics for these guys. This guy did everything. He's got 31 interceptions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sammy Baugh did a lot.
Well, I mean,
No. You guys are going to see a theme here. That's the reason he's number 1 on my list. He's way more valuable than anybody you guys are going to bring up. He was the quarterback, a defensive back, and the punter. He was the ultimate fucking football player.
no, that's why I put him at 3, because he did everything else, so that helped him out. I put my number 1 is the only one of them in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Sammy Ball's in the Hall.
Well, yeah, but
Just not as a punter.
not as a punter. His name's is in other stuff. But yeah, that's why I put him at number 3. I mean, he's got a couple years of over 50 yards per punt, so I mean.
All right, well, there's a punter.
All right.
Uncle Doug, you got a 3 for us?
Yeah. Let me find it here. My number 3 is Ray Guy,
He's my number 1.
He's my number 3.
the only Hall of Famer.
Not on my list.
42.4 net, or outright, 35.2 net, 4 All Pros, 3 first team, 7 Pro Bowls. I put him on. His numbers aren't as good as my other guys, but I put him on because he is the only Hall of Famer.
He must have been doing something right.
Well, I watched him punt, and he was good. He punted for a long time for the Raiders.
I mean, everything I heard, he was.
So
He made an extra point once in his career.
Kicker's probably hurt, and he said, "Can you kick it from like the 2?" Yeah, I'm sure I can. Yeah, I'm sure that's how that conversation went exactly.
And he was a Raider. Oh, he never had a year where he averaged 50.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, there's somebody in the league right now that has a ridiculously high yardage. I'm trying to remember what it was now. Wade says Sayers.
Let's go. Woo! Another bear to the list. So we'd like to see.
Freaking Sayers.
This is under Protest. This is bullshit.
But yeah, okay, we're not putting asterisks next to everybody.
Yeah, we
Okay.
are, because this is bullshit.
Oh, okay, here we go.
3 years does not make a career.
It was 5. And I thought,
No, it's not.
Mark, we got Gail on a list. You better be excited. We finally
Yeah,
did
you
it.
should be excited, Mark, because we got shamed. All right, Ray, you got 3 left?
Yeah.
Who you got?
Sean Landetta.
I don't know who that is.
I
don't think I really do either, but
I don't have Sean.
I actually looked at him, Ray. He's actually pretty good. He
Uh,
punted for a long time.
he's 2-time Pro Bowl, 3 All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champ, All 80s team, All 90s team.
Well, apparently, he punted for the Eagles.
Oh, way to go! 5 years too.
I mean, yeah.
Let's see if I can read these stats here. God damn, I can't.
22 years.
Punting stats.
His net is 49,734.
What now?
His
Net yards per punt, I guess that's what that means, is 35.3. And his longest punt is 74. 166 touchbacks, I'm guessing that's what that is.
Yeah, touchbacks. Yeah.
Okay. So pretty decent. But I don't know. I'm not a punter. I don't know how to judge this guy.
I mean, whatever floats your boat, Ray.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's on there.
Old punters.
He's got a couple Super Bowls,
Yeah.
so
Landetta.
all right. Well, there you go.
All right.
The more you know.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
What are they doing at halftime right now? The Mavericks and Clippers game. We're throwing French fries into a freaking popcorn box.
Shoot, there was one halftime show. One of these games, this dude was having some dog trick. And like half the time, the dog would come up, just lick him in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
So, how many does everybody have left?
I have one guy.
I've
I have
got
one
2.
guy left.
I've got 2.
Oh gosh. How many you got left, Dad?
I've got 2 left, I guess.
No shit.
Wade
Oh my
also
God.
has 2 left.
Oh my
God.
god.
Ray got it.
We're gonna have like 8 punters.
Oh my.
All right, Uncle Doug, what do you got?
Shane Leckler.
That's who I have.
I have him as well, and so does Wade.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my number 2.
Okay, we're
We're on the right track.
if we each had
Okay.
a
So
different
we all got Leckler?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
good.
there's a reason why he should be on. I mean, he's 9-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowlers. Remember the 2010s team.
All right.
47.6 and 39.1.
Yeah, 68,000 yards, 56 net. His longest punt's 80 yards.
Oh, nice.
His inside 20 percentage is 32. He only had 5 career punts blocked for 17 years. I feel like that's pretty good. They only have that's not even one a year. I mean, that means he's getting it off, I guess. Or he's got good blocking, one or the other. I don't know. But Wade's another guy with more All Pros and Pro Bowls.
It's true. By a decent amount.
Yeah, I would say. This is another guy besides Ray Guy. I thought.
He also has 21 tackles for a kicker. I feel like that's pretty decent.
Pretty good,
Yeah.
All right. Well, so he was unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got one in.
All right. So, Ray, you got 1 or 2 left.
I got 1.
All right. Who you got?
I went with the Homer vote, and I picked Pat McAfee.
So did Wade.
Of course, you guys did.
Did he really?
Yep.
Way to go,
thought about
Wade.
him, yeah.
Well, he's definitely the most entertaining punter.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
he is.
he's probably my favorite, but
Yeah. I mean, his stats aren't.
he doesn't have the longevity
They're not-
of any of these other punters.
Yeah, he didn't play very long. His stats aren't crazy. I mean, was it 26, 653, yards per punt, 46. Let's see his net. It's 23,048. Touchbacks at 49. Nothing too crazy, but I couldn't respect myself if I didn't put my guy on there. Oh, there you go.
So we got 2 of those.
All right. So now who has somebody left?
I still got 1.
Oh boy.
All right, you're up.
Johnny Hecker.
Ah, I should have known.
Yep.
He could boom the ball.
Yep.
I'll give you that.
46.9 and a net of 42.9 is why I put him on there. He's the only one on my list that averaged
That's not him,
over
right?
net.
What's his name?
Hecker, Hekker.
KK.
He's 6'5".
Yep. He's a big boy.
How many years he played in the league?
There he is.
12.
Yeah. So see, he's got a bit of a career too.
He's starting to build on top of it.
Well, let's see here.
When I was with Carolina, I don't know where he was now once he left the Rams.
St.
Pretty
Louis.
consistent. Mid to upper 40s all the time. He does have a 78-yard punt, a 70, 71. I did see that there's some guy had like a 90-yard punt.
Yeah, it's some Giants guy. I punted 90 yards.
That's crazy.
Pretty sure.
So, you know me, I'm the numbers guy. That's why I went with Hector.
We have 7 punters.
He's also a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, he did do a lot of trick plays.
He's like 15 of 24 on his passing attempts.
Yeah. So,
I'd take that from a game from a quarterback, much less a
he
punter.
didn't do bad.
Wow. So we have Lecker who's in, and 5 more guys for 2 spots.
Ray, do you not have Ray?
I do not have Mr. Guy.
Who else doesn't have Ray Guy?
Wade.
Is it Wade? No,
Had-
Wade has Ray Guy.
Does he? So it's 4 of you?
Do you have him, Alex?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think.
Yeah, there should be one more vote up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, 'cause I have him.
So there we go.
Okay.
You want to come to the only Hall of Famer, Ray?
Yeah, I guess I will have to with my last pick here. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that.
So Landetta is off the list, and Ray Guy is now in.
All right.
So now we have 2 in. We have 1 spot left between Sammy Ball, Pat McAfee, and Johnny Hecker. Interesting.
We can go around with the all-around player, Sammy Ball.
I think that's the pick.
Are we voting on all-around players or punters?
Yeah.
He could boom the ball too, Dad.
Yeah, you were taken back by his average.
Yeah.
His average is 45, which
Right.
is 2 behind Johnny.
Aw. That's not as bad, though. And
But what did Johnny bring to the team other than 46-yard
He
punts?
looks like quarterback too.
We're pushing the limits of quarterback here.
I know. But I was looking at him strictly as punters.
I did for the most part.
But
It
I
just-
did see Sammy Ball was on some of the
He-
greatest punter lists of all time.
He can
That's
punt.
true. And Hecker, of course, is still playing. So
Yeah.
I say if Doug goes from Hecker to McAfee, we'd be okay.
Well, Wade's vote doesn't count, so it would just evened it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, Dad. Come to Sammy.
Slamming Sammy.
why don't you guys go to Hecker?
How about all that?
I need to call Wade. Wade, help me out.
Come on, Dad. Come on.
This has not been a great episode.
Get it. Get an old guy on there.
I got all the returners right, but
Get an old guy on there, Dad. Come on. Come to Sammy.
Ray Guy's an old
Sammy.
guy. Already got an old guy out
Sammy.
there.
I mean, old. I want old.
I mean, Ray Guy's like the
Sammy.
70s, you know. We're talking about the 40s and 50s. You know?
Sammy. 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 Sammy.
Drew gets another perfect night.
Oh no! Don't be.
Wait a minute.
No, we can't be doing
Is he
this.
got all 9 tonight?
Oh, it's okay. That's bullcrap.
Did you get all? You got a 6?
Yeah,
I'm taking Sammy Ball off.
See, that's ridiculous. No,
He got all the returners.
that's absolutely ridiculous.
You got all the returners and all the kickers.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
What the fuck? Who are your 3 kickers again?
Anderson, Vinatieri, and Tucker.
Oh, that was my 3. I couldn't argue with
Right,
you.
you couldn't argue with it.
And who are your
Bang,
3
bang.
returners?
Gale Sayers, Devin Hester, and Cribbs.
Oh, it's because we got fucked. That's what happened. Wade fucked us. Yep, that's what happened. See.
Sammy.
Oh man, can't believe it. I'm gonna leave Walter Payton off next week.
For receivers?
Oh, it's receivers, isn't it? Well, no Bears receivers gonna be anywhere close to a list, so we're good there.
That's
Bears
fine.
aren't gonna make that
We're good.
list.
I mean, I'll give you this. I'm going to put Jerry Rice on my list.
I mean, he'll be on mine.
Yeah. All right, Ray, we got to do something here. I know.
SAMMIY. Sammy.
Sorry with that yawn there.
I wish I had his net. That would help me.
I told you,
Numbers.
we don't have no net for the 1940s.
I know.
That we don't have tackles to the 80s. You think we're going to have net punt yards for the 40s?
I know.
Yeah, I bet Sammy Ball has more tackles than the rest of you guys.
But he's got more interceptions.
Probably a few more interceptions. Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones he's caught.
Yeah. That's true. He did do a lot of stuff.
He did, Dad. He was the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
He did everything. I mean, he's got a category for every single thing on here.
Doug, I'm sorry to say, but I think you're going to have to go deciding vote here because I'm not really coming off McAfee.
Why?
Why, Ray? He doesn't have the stats whatsoever. I like Pat. I really do. I like Pat. But no, he's just not.
You ever heard that phrase called throwing a wrench into
Why
things?
did he retire?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he led the league in punts or in
yards per punt.
yards per punt his last year in the league, and then he's done.
Then he's gone.
He probably could easily still be punting right now.
I don't know.
He retired at 29 years old. Like, what's the story here? Did he get hurt? Did he?
I don't know.
I
can't
don't
remember.
I know he used to get into it with the league all the time
Oh, yeah.
because they used to drug test him all the time because he kept having all these booming punts, and they kept drug testing him after the games, and he used to come out and publicly criticize the league afterwards.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. I mean, the punter, I don't really remember him leaving. It was just gone.
No idea.
Come on, Dad.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to Sammy Ball.
Sammy.
I was going to say, let's text Wade again.
Nope.
Since Ray went, we'll
Yeah.
Let's go.
get up there, Ray.
Let's go. 9 for 9. I'm that guy. Woo!
Well, let's just tone that down a little bit here because I don't want to be here for another 2 hours talking about a couple punters. So let's just,
Hey, by the way,
just be real about
by the
the
way,
situation.
I have 8 of the 9.
It's okay, Alex, but I got 9 of 9. There's those weeks I went 5 for 5. You went 4 for 5. It's all right. It's all right.
This cocky son of a bitch. All right.
What? Man.
I deserved a week like this after what you did to my boy Walter Jones.
Oh,
Oh,
gee.
please.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Walter Jones could walk by you in public. You wouldn't even know who the hell he was.
Yeah.
I know my boy Walter.
All right. Well,
Just a preview for next week. It's going to be hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Receiver.
It is.
Receivers is killer. I'm struggling with it.
I still haven't finished mine. I only have 3 guys on my list.
I have a pretty good idea.
I've got a whole bunch I'm looking at, but I got 3 that were pretty easy, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be tune in, folks. It's going to be a really good episode.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I'm not going to review all 9 of these guys, but that'll end our special teams portion of this episode. And
2
move it.
asterisks.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I invented the asterisk for a real reason. You guys are just big mad.
Well, I am mad, not just because you went 9 for 9, because first off, one of your 9 is an asterisk because it's
Oh, here we
horseshit.
go. Yeah, here we go.
But second off, we need to move into what if. And Drew, what is our what if?
What if the Colts took Ryan Leaf instead of Peyton Manning?
Poor Ray and Wade.
Yes.
Well, let's just say we wouldn't be beating the Bears in the Super Bowl.
He wouldn't be there.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
We wouldn't even be close. We'd be licking the window of the bus.
Mel Kiper still be hating on your owner and general manager.
That's for eternity.
So with these two just swapping 1 and 2, it doesn't really affect the rest of the draft.
Yeah.
So we don't really have to get into that portion of it. But obviously, the Colts aren't good. This may just really, really damage some careers, mainly like Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the Colts trade Marshall Faulk?
Yeah, I don't know.
To the Rams.
I know, but do they end up trading him since Peyton's not
Right.
there?
Since he's not there, they wanted to. That's one
Oh,
reason
that's
they traded
true.
Marshall, so it could be Peyton's team. And
So, I
after
mean-
they saw Leaf play, they probably want to keep Marshall, and make it Marshall's team.
Yeah, that means that when
Yeah.
James doesn't come to the Colts, Marvin Harrison. He's still good, but it helped having Peyton throwing him the ball. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your career's not going to be the same with a bad quarterback. I mean, it's just not.
No.
I mean, Marvin Harrison is obviously a really great receiver, but Ryan Leaf sucked.
I mean, just look at the Jets right now. Same kind of situation we're talking about. Shitty quarterback with a good receiver.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Year got wasted. He was going to. I just know, like a fantasy perspective, he was one of the top receivers just because he had Aaron Rodgers, and the receivers Aaron Rodgers likes that create space.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, yeah.
By the way, the last 2 games, Harden has been nuclear. Dude has been so hot. He is knocking everything down.
Yeah, they fucking smoked us the other night.
Who was on that Chargers team when Peyton would have showed up? And what?
It's a good question.
Oh, God. No, LT's not there yet.
Oh, that'd been dangerous.
They would have overlapped, though, completely.
Yeah, I mean, they would have been there together.
Antonio Gates would have been there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know any of these
Junior
guys.
Seau's on the defense, probably?
Yeah.
That's probably the most notable.
Yeah, well, Sean Merriman would have showed up at some point. Anyway, Natron Means was their running back. Wide receiver wise, I don't know any of these guys. Tight end, I don't know any of them either. They weren't that impressive on paper, anyway.
Well, who's their quarterback?
They went Ryan Leaf.
No, who was before Ryan Leaf?
That's a good question. They went 5-11 this season. I'll go back a season and see who was their starting quarterback. The starting quarterback before that was Craig Wellahan.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, old Chargers. They have a Hall of Fame quarterback, or they have a nobody. That's how their franchise is going.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that now. 99, which is the year after, like would be Peyton's second year. Their backup to Leaf was Jim Harbaugh.
Old Jim.
It's funny. We gave him our quarterback.
Shoot, he was with the Bears there for a little while.
So if the Colts take Leaf, they're going to suck.
Yeah.
And they're going to want a quarterback in the next draft.
Who was in 90? What,
And
90?
the top 3 picks in the next draft were all quarterbacks. It was Tim Couch to Cleveland, Donovan McNabb to the Eagles,
Eh.
and Achilles Smith to Cincinnati.
Oh, gosh.
Well,
So you got a guy that got beat to death, a guy that had a really great career, and a guy that sucked. And Edwin James went 4th to Indy.
Oh. Man, that we really be sucking now.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You still have Marshall.
Theoretically.
Yeah,
Theoretically.
You'd have him for this next year, depending.
so by the way, 3 years after Peyton's draft would have been Drew Brees' draft.
Okay.
So maybe Well,
So I
Drew
was
Brees is not going to San Diego.
no.
He's going someplace else.
So we need to look at the 2001 draft.
I think the Colts are in trouble for a while.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that totally sets your franchise back. I mean, no doubt.
I mean, that.
Because then we'll have to draft another quarterback, and we'll probably make a mistake again.
And if they don't
Like I
work
said,
out,
3 of the next year, the top 3 were quarterbacks. Only one of them.
well, only one panned out. Yeah.
That was McNabb.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Fucking
that
shame.
definitely could have screwed the Eagles, though.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Drew Brees went in the first pick of the second round.
So, which draft are we talking about now?
2001. That's when Brees went.
Okay.
Because Vic went number 1 overall.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Michael Vick.
What have you seen Vic on the Colts?
I mean, I will say this: if you had a Vic Marshall Falk run option,
Well, this has been during Falk's heyday.
Yeah.
Last year.
That could have been.
That would have been
The
nasty.
Colts just had to get there. Like they had been the worst team in the league for 4 years.
Oh, we
in a
would have
row.
been.
Of course, that's the year that Indianapolis took Reggie Wayne. So you might have had
Harrison.
Vic, but you wouldn't.
by
have
the way,
Reggie
guys,
Wayne.
this same draft, LaDainian Tomlinson is also drafted by the Chargers. So they got Brees and Tomlinson in the same draft.
Right.
We
Yeah,
could have
Tomlinson
had
5.
Michael Vick, Marshall Falk, Marvin Harrison.
So when did Marvin come in?
Marvin was there before Peyton.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was already there.
Yeah.
Marvin and Marshall are already there. It's just
Yeah, that might have been all right.
That would have been-
That might have been time for the Colts to turn it around.
I mean, it would have been good until a dog got involved.
about
true
and
that.
about when that
That's
happens,
very
Marshall's
true.
done, and Marvin's going down. So you had about 2 or 3 years of hopefully you can beat the Patriots, but I don't think Michael Vick's as smart as Peyton Manning.
But what is? Yeah, it's
Oh,
true.
this is tough. God, this is rough.
Yeah.
This just
It's gonna
messes
be
up.
Brutal.
It screws over your franchise so bad.
It
Yeah.
screws you guys bad.
When does Antonio Gates come to San Diego?
Yeah, I've been scrolling through their years trying to figure out when all these guys start getting added.
And then does Peyton stay a Charger his whole career, or does he go somewhere else?
Well, I
like
guess
he
that depends on the
The-
pieces around him, I guess.
Does he hurt his neck? Antonio Gates came in 2003 to the Chargers.
Because when did Peyton start becoming offensive coordinator Peyton? How long did that take?
His first really good. Well, I mean, I guess it's really his second year in the league is when he becomes 4,100 yards, 26 touchdowns, 15 picks. You guys went 13-3. I mean, the next year it's 40. His next year he throws for 44, 33-15, and he's really. On the next year, 01's not as good. You guys kind of have a down year, but then after that, probably 2002 is when it's prime time Peyton.
So 5 years, maybe you can get them guys developed enough. Maybe get him together.
Well, in 2004 is when shit really gets real in San Diego, because you would have had Peyton, you would have LT, you would have Antonio Gates, you would have Keenan McCardell, you would have Sean Merriman, you would have Junior Seau. Like, we're coming up on one of the year that Drew talks about, where they were first in the league in both sides of the ball.
Right.
Only you add Peyton Manning to this. But this is also the same year they drafted Phillip Rivers. So we would also probably add a really good player that is not a quarterback.
Right, because they wouldn't go after
Here,
Rivers.
go to that draft, the Phillip Rivers one. Let's just see what player we could say they could add, because I'm saying they probably would have made the playoffs with that roster already. Now we just add another key piece.
Well, Larry Fitzgerald went 3.
Oh,
Right ahead of Phillip
Well,
Rivers.
how did the Chargers?
Sean Taylor was 5.
It's because he refused to play for them. Or for them.
Oh yeah.
That was a what if a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of where we would have them picking who had been available.
Well, San Diego had the first overall pick.
How did they get that? Were they good?
Well, then probably one of them trade situations.
Because they went
They were like, what, 12-4? They
yeah.
had the number 1 pick in the draft? Are we missing something, or
Was that part of the Breeze deal then? Did they get
Probably part of the Breeze.
they
deal.
got? Wait, where's Miami's pick? It probably is. I know Miami's that. They probably.
his
Miami
deal got voided with
Oh,
Miami.
yeah,
That's how he ended up with the Saints.
Yeah, that's what they have.
Yeah, New Orleans ends up 18, Miami 19.
Which that would be close to the playoff cutoff, and the Chargers lost in the
Probably
first
what
round.
happened.
So I bet they swapped picks, and the Saints got Breeze.
So if they're not taking Manning, Robert Gallery, tackle, went to Oakland, and Fitzgerald to Arizona at 3.
Keenan
Sean
McCardell
Taylor
and Larry
5.
Fitzgerald as receivers from Peyton Manning.
And Antonio Gates tight end with LT at running back.
Wow.
I
That
mean,
would be
it would be the most Charger thing for them to still find a way to lose. But
I don't know.
I think
with Peyton.
I think that's
No.
too
Here's the
much.
thing though. This is Schottenheimer.
Right.
And Schottenheimer was kind of a choke artist, but like you said, he at this point you probably turn the offense over to Peyton.
Right.
So Schottenheimer's not really dealing with it. Schottenheimer's more helping deal with the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that offense would have been loaded. They'd have been scoring all over the place.
And they come at you wherever you wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, tight end, 2 good receivers,
Great
MVP
running back.
and we all said top 5 quarterback all time.
I mean, wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
But then you got to think about this though. If Rivers doesn't get taken there, so then do the Giants take Eli or do they take Rivers? And then you look down at the next quarterback taking, which has been Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh. So does Pittsburgh take Roethlisberger? Probably not, because he played at the Division I AA school. So they may take Rivers.
Right.
so where's the next quarterback go?
Then you're looking at
Roethlisberger.
J.P. Losman in Buffalo. So then Buffalo probably ends up with a Hall of Fame level quarterback.
Yeah, with Roethlisberger.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have been.
What does Rivers do, or Manning, whichever one the Giants don't take?
Yeah, this was a good draft. It really was.
It was.
I mean, you also have Jonathan Vilma and D'Angelo Hall, Roy Williams.
Vince Wilfork.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're not all not Hall of Famers, but they're all were quality players.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, lots of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's Julia. That said Julio for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, I would say that'd been a little earlier for Julio.
Bob
to come in.
Sanders went to Indy in the 2nd round.
Yeah. That was a good pickup.
It was.
Yeah, Ray basically just screws over the Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Colts franchise is pretty much just. You might still be able to get the number 1 overall pick for Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. But we see how that worked out.
That's also true. But we also we're probably talking about San Diego having the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
They have to. There's no way. I just can't see that team with that much talent not at least get one.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
They're also still in the AFC, though, so they have to go through New England.
yeah, they'd have to beat New England.
That could very well affect the New England Super Bowl picture.
And they have to beat the Steelers, so if they're a good defense.
Yeah.
Even before Roethlisberger got there, when we did that one what if, it was the Steelers and the Patriots every year, it felt like. Before Peyton got good enough and meet them.
Yeah, and we're talking about Rivers there instead of Roethlisberger, so, I mean, I don't know if there's a huge difference. I don't know. Rivers may have been good faster, though.
Yeah, I bet yeah. But I feel like the Chargers should have gotten over the hump at least once. They would have played. I'm trying to think of those NFC teams that came out. They played the Seahawks, maybe. They could have played the Bears.
Obviously, the Giants.
Yeah, they would play the Giants if they still make it, depending on who they take. If they have Manning, if they still have Eli, it's the same team.
Well, it's the same team, but we also already did this in a what if. If they had taken Rivers, if he wouldn't refuse to play, we said Rivers made them better.
Yeah.
So if they end up with Rivers there instead of Eli, then you may be talking about an even better team in the Giants that comes out into a Super Bowl situation. The repercussions of this are almost endless.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about the first pick in the draft and you swap it out, it changes so much.
Not only that, but we're talking about 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks getting displaced.
Right.
Yeah. Not just in that year. I mean, it's 5-6 years later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it changes everybody's draft position and who they take in the years to come.
Yeah. Right.
Because you have different needs. You're in a different spot.
You go from not having a Hall of Fame quarterback to trying to get another one.
Well, and does it rob the Rams of their Super Bowl? The greatest show
do you
on
get
turf?
Marshall?
We don't get Marshall.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know.
Well, you guys brought up McNabb earlier. What if the Eagles don't end up with McNabb?
Yeah, what if the Colts take McNabb? What do the Eagles do?
Yeah, then
I mean, there's a lot
which also probably changes the course of Andy Reid's career,
right?
Which could affect Patrick Mahomes today.
Yeah,
because if Reid doesn't have a quarterback, he probably gets fired. You know what I'm saying? He's an offensive guru without a quarterback.
Mentor Mahomes.
Yeah.
I just think we wouldn't have Taylor Swift every week on fucking TV.
That made me so mad. ESPN sends me a highlight. Taylor Swift reacts as Travis Kelce gets shoved down in the end zone. I'm like, you got to be kidding me right now, ESPN.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mr. Fies.
I can't. That made me so mad.
Well, I think this was an interesting one, guys.
I think it was.
I hope it was as interesting for the listeners as it was for us. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, Peyton with Larry and Sean Merriman and then LT and Antonio Gates.
Wow. That's insane.
But it's all realistic. It's not like we're just going way out of proportion here. I mean, that's who was there.
The only thing that is maybe not realistic is Peyton may have elevated them so they don't get some of these picks.
Right, yeah. Some of the picks may change.
Yes. Because they may not be taking Fitzgerald because he may have elevated them to the point where they don't pick that high.
Right.
But who knows?
So, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But they also could end up maybe even better because, let's say, instead of like this number 1 overall pick, maybe a whole bunch of people wanted Eli. They could have just said, you know what? We have a quarterback. We're going to trade back. And you know what you get for trading back for number 1? You get a whole haul.
We know about it. Bears know about it. Got number 1 receiver out of it.
All right. Well, I think we covered this pretty well, gentlemen.
Yep.
And we appreciate you tuning in for this special teams episode that was very special.
Very special.
And we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our final football episode with wide receivers. We're going to end it on a strong note. And our what if will also be a good one.
Yes.
And then we will be moving on to baseball. Yes, we will be doing the Mount Rushmore for each franchise in baseball history. So, for just like we did in basketball. It was football. Sorry, football a couple times ago. We're going to do Mount Rushmore. So 4 guys from each franchise that are considered the greatest in their franchise history, which, brought out some very good arguments in football. What do you consider? Popularity, stats, how long they were there, what they meant to the franchise, all that good stuff comes into play. So
don't worry, Mr. Pete Rose. You'll go on a Cincinnati list. Might not be in the Hall of Fame, but I'll put you on there.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
And we appreciate your listens. And please comment, subscribe, rate, review, email. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.